Hello, this is Sonia Hadala, here to share my subunit reflection. When looking back on my previous life's experiences and attitudes, I find that my having taught various grades in private school on and off, and having volunteered my time at church to be a nursery director, vacation Bible school director, and a children's church worker over a period of 22 years, as well as having reared my own 3 children who are now in their 20s, I believe I have gained insight and understanding to many needs, cultures, and family structures that are in our communities today. In all these settings, I was faced from the beginning with building relationships with several families that spoke Spanish and carried out several Latino traditions in their home. I was invited and attended, along with several students from one of my classes, to attend one girl's quinceañera, the turning of 15, and being recognized as a young woman in this family's tradition. I also assisted in feeding, boarding, and commuting several basketball player boys who happened to be from low-income African-American families and played on my son's team and were in one of the high school classes I taught at this private school. My son was best friends with the coach's son, whose parents have an interracial marriage, with dad being white and mom African-American. Therefore, my son's friend and his brothers are biracial. Through working with such a variety of students and children at school and church, I had the privilege of making several good friends and acquaintances with these families. I learned the importance of respecting and being open to the insights they gave me into their home lives. In return, they gave the school or the church their utmost respect and support back. My own mother always had an unconditional love and acceptance of people that she instilled in me. I don't recall ever having to deal with being biased. Since going back to college to earn my bachelor's in education, I have been given many more good insights into how to relate to and assist the families we work with as educators, or even in our volunteer work in our communities. One such lesson has been in this semester's course readings from Home, School, and Community Relations by Carol Guestwicki, in which she states that teachers preparing to work with the diverse cultures represented in America or Canada today should become familiar with literature about working with at least the following cultural groups: African American, Native American, or indigenous people, various Latino cultures, various Asian cultures, new immigrant families, whether legal or not, interracial and biracial families, gay and lesbian families, and inner-city, homeless, single-parent, teenaged, and migrant families. Getting to know the families within our classroom from year to year is imperative to our building cultural competence. In addition to getting to know our families, we will need to, as we have learned in one lesson, make sure the classroom literature we choose is not stereotyped nor outdated, since cultures have their own identity breaks and differences even within the very culture. Knowing each family's cultural identities and traditions is important before choosing classroom literature and things that we use in our lesson plans. In conveying a desire to work closely with families despite a language or cultural barrier, I would continue to show a sincere commitment to them and their child in his or her success by taking time to learn some greetings and a few important words in their home language. I would make sure to send home newsletters and class invitations for activities and volunteer opportunities printed in their home language. Take time to ask about the family's traditions and goals for their child using a translator if possible. and always give a warm smile and handshake. I have found that being sincere and showing a commitment to a student's success conveys a lot to that student and his or her family.